Hey, sir. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Miller's Owl House. It's Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. That means it's time for the Kennesaw State University Owl Show. Can I get a big hootie hoo? Hootie hoo! That was a pretty good hootie hoo for a first request. Absolutely. Yeah, that's all right. My name is Chuck Burge, along with my co-host, Mr. Robert Kinney. Robert, how are you?
Doing well. A little cold, but doing well.
It's chilly. If people quit coming in this door, it would be a lot better. But
dang them all.
I understand you have to come in and out at some point in time. Thank goodness I am full with my chicken wings and rings that I had from Miller's between shows tonight. Robert, what did you have?
I had the fajitas.
Was it just as yummy as mine was?
It was better.
Oh, wow.
It was better.
Yeah, Larry, how about your burger?
It was very good.
Yeah.
Can't complain about the burgers here.
You never can complain about anything from Miller's Ale House, from the staff to the food to the atmosphere to the many, many television sets. It's a beautiful place to do our show from. This is the end of our fourth year doing this podcast. Oh, no, of our first podcast. We're about almost 4 years, about 3.5 years on this Owl Show.
About 3.5.
Yeah, what's the numbers, Larry? This is our 171st Kennesaw State Owl Show. That's a lot of shows. That's a lot of weeks.
This could be the fastest one of all time, though.
How can it be the fastest?
Well, because we're going to have somebody who's fast on here. You know,
Will's coming on?
If you're not first, you're last.
Oh, you're talking about Greer, not Will. Because Will can be pretty fast, too.
Will can be fast.
Yeah.
Will can be fast.
We'll have Will on later. But first, let's get a couple of commercials out of the way, and then we'll get our first guest on. There are a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castrol, Kennesaw Express Lube, or Lost Mountain Express Lube. We'll always do our very best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We are a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under a car or hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer
Castrol products.
Even Will without a microphone.
Will doesn't have a microphone, but man, he's there. He's there. Joshua Smith and his wife Tammy are both graduates at Kennesaw State College. He's been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law, while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile, and personal injury. And he's ready to represent you all the way from your small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, they're placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University student athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give them a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095.
What was that number, Robert?
It's the big one on the screen, Chuck. 706-217-2095.
And we thank you, Joshua Smith, for being a sponsor. A lot of stuff going on NIL-wise. I hope that is benefiting Josh's business in a very positive manner. And we thank you, Brian Bristow, as well, for being the sponsor of the Owl Show up at Kennesaw Express Lube. And speaking of Express, we're going to bring a new friend onto the show, Miss Greer Cofield. If you would, ladies and gentlemen, a big hootie hoo for Greer. What a great crowd. What a great crowd. Get your little headphones on there, Greer, and we'll get right into it. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
She's smiling way too much.
Yeah, she's a smiler. You can tell. You told all your friends about this. Everybody's watching, right?
Yeah, my dad's put it out on Facebook. It's Facebook official.
There you go.
I went onto my Facebook earlier when I clicked over on this one button. It said Greg Caulfield has started following, and then Allison Von Puckett was like, "Hey, make sure everybody goes on to watch." So you have your fan base is here.
That's fine. You have Allison Van Puckett, friend of yours, I guess.
Yes, she is.
Awesome. Make sure you're right up to the mic. Don't be afraid of us. We don't bite much. So welcome to the show. Happy to have you here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Quite the journey you have been on doing in your life.
Yeah, how do I want to start this? So
let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
It all started in Bartow County.
Yes, it did. My parents have lived there their whole entire life. Cartersville, Georgia, same house. My dad had a dirt late model before my sister and I were born. And when we were born, he told my mom that he wasn't raising 2 kids on his own, so he got out of it himself. And we always had a car at the house, but we had somebody else drive for us. And then I was in horses. That's how my parents met. They met riding horses, and then my sister and I rode horses competitively. I had an accident. I got kicked in the face by a horse when I was 5 years old.
I saw that, and looking at the stuff that I found online and looking at you today is just mind-boggling. How awesome you look, and nobody would ever know.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. By the grace of God, I walked out of the hospital 10 days after I was airlifted there. I had a traumatic brain injury. I wasn't supposed to walk or talk for 3 to 4 months. It's a miracle. And
you haven't shut up since, so that whole waiting 3 or 4 months just didn't work either.
No.
And how old were you then, Drew?
I was 5 years old.
Wow.
So in kindergarten.
So when you're 5 years old, you get kicked by a horse, it messes your eye up big time, and then maybe I should drive cars real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Because, that just seems like a natural progression.
Well, we went to a car show up in Kingsport, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually my dad and one of his friends. He was hauling a car for his friend, and then he texted my mom and said, hey, y'all should come up here. It's really cool. And then I found out that Bristol Motor Speedway wasn't too far away from Kingsport, so we went and toured the NASCAR track. And then we found out that there was a Junior Dragster Nationals event going on at Bristol Dragway.
In HRA, right up there, yeah.
And that's how this whole racing journey started. I sat in one, and Dad was like, well, if you're going to do this, you have to sell your horse. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to trade a horse for some horsepower. There you go. So that's where it all started.
And how old were you when you said that?
I was about 10, I think.
Nice.
So, and they can start when they're 6 in junior dragsters. So, wow. Oh, yeah.
So you were behind by the time you joined.
Oh, yeah. And so we started in that. We did it for a year or 2. I decided I want my horse back, so we got a different horse. And then we got into dirt go-karts, which my dad was also into. I got the old one from when he used to race, and just to see if I liked it. But the whole thing about dirt go-karts is you're kind of meant to come out of the cart if you get in a wreck. You don't have any seat belts. It's just head and neck protection. That's about it.
And you're just sliding most of the time.
Most of the time.
Drifting? Do we call it drifting or sliding?
But I only lasted 4 races in those. I won 3 out of the 4. And then one of our friends had a dirt late model chassis that my dad was going to get to build. And that's how my dirt late model journey started. And my mom was like, well, I'm not too crazy about her being in a car other than the fact that it has more protection than, say, a go-kart. And because you have your head protection, your neck protection, you have a halo around you, you're in a car.
The Hans.
Yes, I have a Hans device. Some places you can race without them, but I never race without mine.
Right.
It's important to me, especially already having a head injury.
Sure.
I don't need to take any more
for anything
nothing.
for granted.
So, although I try to go full throttle, I'm very cautious when it comes to my head and neck protection.
I can imagine so, yeah.
So you convinced Mom that it was better this way because you were going to have a little more protection.
Yes.
She bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and then the chassis came home, and you guys started working on it. And
we started working on it, and then we had another buddy that had one that came up for sale that was pretty much put together. So we decided to go with that one instead. And I have been in that car up until last season. And then my dad had bought a newer car in case I would have wrecked one. But the newer car has better equipment on it, like floating rotors and stuff. So we decided to swap motors.
Larry was talking about floating rotors earlier, so I know that's a big thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I got a little nauseous, but I'll make it on.
But we just swapped motors for that car, and now we're in the newer car. And we're hoping to get our season started. I believe it's on April 18th. It's either April 11th or 18th. I'm pretty sure it's the 18th at Dixie Speedway. That's their season opener. We were supposed to go practice last weekend, but of course we had some unfortunate events, as in snow. So that did not
I like
happen.
snow,
but-
yeah. That's right up here in Woodstock, right?
Yeah, right off of 92.
Off of 92.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what kind of race will that be? What is that race? How long? How many people?
I think it's, to be honest, they have just put out their schedule. They have not put out the classes or anything like that, so I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it may just be a regular program, though.
What
Is
does
that
the regular
20
program
20
does that
laps?
tell us anything?
So, okay, so from my class, it'll probably be 15 to 20, but if they have like 604s, they'll probably be 20 to 40 laps-ish is what they usually run.
A lot of these people don't understand everything. Can you explain to them what a 604 is?
Okay, so I run a 602, and a 602 has a little bit less horsepower than a 604. The numbers are just a part number on the engine. It's just a crate engine.
Okay.
It's a Chevrolet crate engine. It comes straight out of the crate most of the time. You can have them blueprinted and stuff. Like I have mine from Twisted Performance and Machine, which is out of Alabama. They can go through it, but they cannot break the seals on the engine. Otherwise, it is deemed illegal. Some people say it helps. Some people think it doesn't. Some people run them straight out of the crate and go win on Saturday.
Right.
It just depends, but you have a 602, 604, and then you have a 525, which is a bigger horsepower engine. And then we have limited late models, super late models, and that's just all about the motor. Super late model is the fastest, and then it's pretty much limited, and then 604, and then 602. So I'm kind of at the bottom of the totem pole, but at the same time, I haven't been in it long enough. I'm pretty much just trying to gain experience right now. And that's the most important thing.
So I've known somebody who does the go-kart.
Yes.
And in their particular thing, I want to say it's a 12 and under. If you win the race, the guy who comes in second is allowed to buy your motor at $150 no
Yes.
matter what. You have to sell it to him.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose not to sell it to him, you're not allowed to race and you're not given the victory. So now that you're on the Chevrolet stuff, we don't play any of those crazy games anymore.
Well, sometimes you have people that want to protest, and it costs a couple $1,000s to protest, and
To break it down.
They pull your engine out right there, and they'll tear it down. When I was younger, they have a tech shed at Dixie Speedway where they would pull the motors out.
Back when she was younger, Chuck.
Back when I was younger.
Well, they would sit there and they would tear them out and tear them apart until 2 o'clock in the morning. But now they usually have them sent off to people that'll go through them and stuff.
So I mean, if you won and they tore your engine apart, are you getting it back for next week? Is it the same? Is it the same when it gets put back together?
So, speaking from experience, I have never had my motor torn apart or went through or anything, but a buddy of mine, he won last year, and it was a big race, and he had his engine torn apart, and the engine came back different. I don't know what, but it's a Twisted engine, but Morgan is the owner at Twisted, and she's great with customer service. She took the engine, went through it, fixed it, and it's great now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Or I think it was his spare engine that was different, but she had somebody come and get it from Georgia, and they're in Alabama, and she took it to the shop and went through it and fixed it. So great customer service at Twisted for sure.
Wow.
They need to be a sponsor, obviously.
And they've gotten a lot of press so far.
Yeah,
So
a lot of
that's
mention.
good.
So, what's the fastest you've ever driven?
To be honest, we go by RPMs, but I would say probably between 60 and 80, 90-ish.
And now that your track is how long? Quarter mile?
Quarter mile, half mile, eighth of a mile.
So-
It's all over the place.
So just to put that in perspective, when there's a super oval, you're able to hit speeds of 200 on the straightaway and everything.
Right.
You're on a little circle. So
Right.
the idea that you're doing 60 because you're always turning.
And the whole point in dirt racing is to stay as straight as long as possible. So you kind of have to arc the car in the turns because you want, like I said, you want to come off the turn going straight down the straightaway and just have your wheels ready. So sometimes you can go full throttle through the turns, but it also depends on if you're on the low side or if you're on the high side or where the groove is that night. And it also depends on the track. I mean, I have never ran at East Alabama, but you can go around the top of that place full speed and be fine all day long.
Is that connected with Talladega?
No. So
Because
Talladega.
I know they've got a dirt track there too.
Yes,
right?
they do. That's the short track. Talladega
Yeah.
short track. They actually just had the Ice Bowl. I think it was the first weekend in January, and that's a very big event. I think there was a crate Racing USA event there. I think that was their season opener for points. But they had all the classes there. I think there was 13 classes, but the thing is it's cold and it rains every year. So we got there on Saturday, and it was so muddy you couldn't walk from one end to the other end of the place without 5 pounds of mud on your feet.
So is the place that you're talking about close to Barber at all, or not so much? Cool. So how many different tracks have you ever been to?
I would say about 5 maybe.
That you've raced at?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Boyd Speedway was where I started, which it was on the Tennessee-Georgia line, but it has since shut down. That was my favorite track.
Was it because a girl went up there and kicked some butt and they just decided to get rid of it?
No, they actually got bought out by a construction company, and it's been sitting there ever since.
Dang
so it's very unfortunate, but that was it's probably one of the nicest facilities, to be honest. And then when I first practiced, this is the only track I've practiced at, not raced at. It's Fort Payne, and then Rome Speedway. Fort Payne, Alabama, Rome Speedway. I've never raced at either Fort Payne or Rome, but like I said, I've practiced there. Dixie Speedway, that's where we race most of the time. It's just easiest. It's the easiest to get to, and it's just right up I-75.
Straight down 92 from your place.
And Sonoya, which is in Sonoya, Georgia, Sonoya Raceway, and then North Georgia Speedway is up in Chatsworth. So there's a couple local tracks.
I read something about you in Sonoya.
Yes. Sonoya, it's a different track. It's got gumbo on it, actually, so it's not even red clay, so it's slick.
Don't let Larry there. He'd try to eat it.
He would definitely order it.
He would order the gumbo.
He might complain about it. But
And you may be wondering why Greer is on the KSU show. She is a KSU student.
Yes, I am. I am a second semester freshman, and I am
You're
majoring
just
in
a freshman.
mechanical engineering.
Wow. So I've got to ask you this. I mean, I got so many questions running around in my head. But number one is why? Why do you do this?
Oh, okay. So, to be honest, I don't really know why. That's a great question, honestly.
because she got in a car when she was 10 and it felt right.
Yes. And like I've always been around it. I mean, I was at Dixie Speedway playing in the dirt with my Hot Wheels and monster trucks while my dad was helping whoever was driving that night. I just grew up around it. It's where I feel like I fit in. It feels like home to me, and that's my biggest thing. Is I feel comfortable. The people there, I love the people at the races. It makes me happy. It's what makes me happy. It can make me angry sometimes too.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can only imagine. So where do you want to go with it?
I wanted to be a Lucas Oil late model driver, which is like our professional series. But in reality, it's very hard to get to that point, especially as a female. So that's kind of why I chose mechanical engineering, because I was like, well, if I can't make it professionally, then one, I need to have a job that can afford it. And two, I need to do something that revolves around racing or mechanics or design, something in that area. So,
Hey, Will, were you mechanical engineering? Huh? Did you? Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. You know who Austin Hill is? He's in the Xfinity series.
Okay.
So he's won the Daytona the last
The
3
name
years.
sounds familiar, but I don't have a face.
He's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So I watch it basically because of him.
Okay.
And then try to follow him and see what he's doing. But I just can't imagine. I mean, I think of Shirley Muldowney. I think of Danica
Cha-cha.
Patrick.
Yes,
yeah,
Danica.
Yeah. So are any of these your like role models? Somebody you'd like to be like, or?
To be honest, the real one for me is Dale Earnhardt. I grew up watching Dale Earnhardt Jr. Like, he was my idol. I think that's the real reason I'm in racing, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie. I remember that little green T-shirt that I had that had a NASCAR on the back of it, and I wouldn't want to wear any other shirt but that one every day. That's it.
If you
Still
look,
the Intimidator.
Oh, yeah.
if you look back through my Facebook pages, I have a picture with me, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little bitty guy. He is not a big guy. He's like 5'5", 5'6", and skinny as a rail.
He's even smaller now.
And see, that's what's so crazy about race car drivers is most of them are short and tiny, and you're like, you're telling me you can drive that thing, you can wheel that thing, and they're usually pretty good. They're the best ones out there.
You're a little bit taller than that.
Yeah.
You're 5'7", 5'8"?
5'8".
Yeah.
Well, and, going back when you were telling your story to begin with, and you're like, and, my dad knew this guy selling a chassis, and then, of course, there was this, clearly it was understood that, yes, the whole family's been in on it.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of a family affair for us, to be honest. My mom, she cooks food for us in the crock pot. We hook it up in the trailer so I have something ready to eat. And my dad, he helps me with weekly maintenance and washing the car. And my sister comes and supports. She's my biggest cheerleader.
How old is she?
She is 21, I believe.
Okay.
She's married and
Little
she's
older.
out of the house, but she's still there.
And it's amazing to think that. Let me back up for a second. You said that it wasn't going to be easy to move up in the levels, and I can only
Right.
imagine the competition level.
Right.
But being blonde can't exactly hurt a lot of things on that. And I'm not saying that just coming top 5 a few times, but you're doing well. You've done really well in races. So at some point in time, you take the helmet off, and Prell's going to be like, okay, we'd like to sign her. We'd like to sponsor this. So
Can a race car driver get an NIL deal?
I'm sure
pretty cool.
I am sure they could.
We'll take calls. Call Larry.
How many?
We'll become Greer's agent.
How many races have you actually competed in?
I would probably say about 50.
About
I would say, yeah, about 50.
And how many times have we donned your shirt? You're wearing the checkered flag.
So we have had a few setbacks with
Okay.
my race car, and racing over, let's say, the past 20 years has changed technology-wise.
Even though
Used
she's
to-
not 20. It has
Even though she has
well,
no idea
I'm
what was
speaking
going on.
from
20
my
years ago.
dad, really, because I'm just going to say my dad's generation, they do not understand the way that our generation race cars work. So trying to bridge the gap between the two is where we've struggled. In my car, we haven't made the right adjustments for it to be fast.
Okay.
And we're just now getting there. At the end of last season, we made a shock change, and now I'm on Integra Racing Shocks by Diamond. He's out of Ackworth, Cartersville. And they have changed everything for the race car. First time out, I qualified 5th out of 20-something, and I'm telling you that is the best I have ever qualified. I get in my head when it comes to
and
qualifying.
it was the suspension. It just felt right taking those corners.
Yes, it's just a setup. Like some people run a soft right front, some people run a harder right front spring. So like you have the shock and then you have the spring, and you have a pound for the spring, a pound number, and you could have a 175, 200, 250, and whatever that is, like you have to, your right front has to get over that amount for it to compress and for it to flex. So it all depends about like how the racetrack is and like the conditions of the racetrack, the banking of the racetrack, and then you have to change your setup based off of that. And we're just now getting to where we can figure out how to do that. So
it's fun.
It's been hard. And see, that's the thing. I think that's the real reason why I love it is because it challenges me, and I need a challenge. And it does that for me.
But you have to be able to tell somebody else, hey, this is what it feels like out
Yes.
here. And so that's...
And see, that's another thing that's hard, too. Trying to remember what you did 5 minutes ago is really hard, especially when you're trying to remember, oh, how did I get in the turn? How did I come off the turn? What did it feel like? Was it tight? Tight is when you can't steer right. Mm-hmm. You're, like, fighting the car to turn. And that's the biggest problem I've had is I have not been able to turn the car. And like I said, that new shock setup has really made it to where I can turn and I can hit the gas a little harder. So I'm hoping with a couple practice sessions this year, we can hopefully get us a couple checkered flags.
That's awesome. Do you see yourself one day driving on a super speedway? Is that something you would like to do?
It's something I'd definitely be open to for sure. I wouldn't completely knock it out of the picture, but I definitely want to be realistic, you know? But I definitely think it'd be cool.
It's not realistic for most of us, but for you at this point,
You got a better chance than me and Robert and Larry, that's for sure.
And or the Wofford team bus that just pulled into this parking lot.
Did you see the Wofford team bus that just came by? We're not playing Wofford anything. Wonder why they're here.
They're all
Wonder who
getting ready to
playing
walk
against.
in. We'll make sure we mess with them.
All right, cool. Yeah, I have been to several races. O'Reilly Auto Parts used to be a client of mine.
Okay.
So they invited me up to NHRA
Yes.
at Bristol.
Okay.
Really, really cool event to go to. When those guys go from 0 to, 200 and like 100 feet. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Any interest in drag racing?
Yeah, that's where I started. I actually, I think the only time I went to a Top Fuel drag race was at Commerce, which I think has now been shut down.
Has it really?
I think so. I think it was shut down last year, or torn down, something like that. But I had a pair of earmuffs about like this, and then I had a pair of earplugs inside of those earmuffs, and you could still hear them. You couldn't even see them go down because they would shake the whole entire ground so much you can't see straight. And I'm like, huh?
Right.
But my mom is actually a school teacher, and she got Tony Schumacher's car to be able to come to the mechanic shop. And his seat is custom fitted, but I was so little at the time that I could fit in it, and I got to sit in it. So that was one of the coolest moments of my entire life, getting to sit in Tony Schumacher's Top Fuel dragster.
And he wasn't always a Top Fuel guy. He was just a regular racer who did some of that, right?
I'm not really sure. I know that one of
he
his
was Indy
biggest
guy, yeah.
I'm not really sure. I know that one of his biggest sponsors was Go Army, and I think he was in the Army at one point. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive. But yeah, I really started following him when I got into drag racing. To be honest, I saw his really bad crash, and it kind of inspired me because he's still doing it.
Oh, I want to do that.
Well,
but she had already had the crash.
She
before.
already had the crash with the
I
horse.
had already had my incident, and I was like, well, you know what? He inspires me, so maybe I could be an inspiration to somebody else.
So I was looking at some pictures of you earlier, and number 5?
Yes, number 5.
How did we come up with number 5?
So it's actually my dad's old number.
Okay.
I was a 49 in drag racing, but I changed it when I got to dirt because that is all that I knew my dad did. And we actually have a magnet of my dad's old race car on the fridge. And me being a little 5-year-old, I was like, oh my gosh, is that you, Dad? And he was like, yeah. And so that's where we came up with the number 5.
That's
now
also
mine's
the
pink.
year. That's also the year that you had your accident at the age of
is.
5. So yeah,
That's right.
your car's pink.
Yes, the one I had last year we chose to do a yellow, teal, and purple wrap with the new car because the spoiler was yellow, and we were like, well, we can't do a pink and yellow, so we didn't do that. We did something a little different with this one.
Now this just has a standard spoiler. It's not any of the stuff on the roof for drifting or
it's
any of that.
It's just on
kind
the
of
back.
Okay. And that's stock.
Yes.
Okay.
So how often do you drive to practice?
It kind of depends on the tracks, to be honest. Most of them, like Dixie, will only have one practice session per season, and it's an open practice session. It's usually at the beginning. Otherwise, you have to rent the track out, and that can cost a couple $1,000s. So we try to go to ones that are more open. But most of the time, we'll probably go to between 2 and 5 practice sessions a year just to make sure that the car's right and I'm right. Like I said, we tried to go to one last weekend, but it was down south, and we were worried about trying to get home.
Sure.
So it was unfortunate that we didn't get to go because that would have been really fun to start out the year. But
now, a lot of these small tracks, although you said that the one has a different type of dirt on it, not much difference between Rome and this place or that place. So, when you're getting your laps in, you can utilize it and have your knowledge.
Rome is a half mile, so that makes it unbelievably fast. You can go around that place pretty quick. Dixie, I'm not exactly sure what size track that one is, but it's smaller.
Right.
But one of the straightaways is actually kind of circular. It's what they call a dog leg. Mm-hmm. So it kind of throws you off coming off the turn because you're like, oh, I got to go back this way. But Sonoya is the one that has the gumbo, and it's a little bit more slick. So, you can get a couple classes out there for hot laps, which is practice, 2 to 3 laps of practice. It's not a practice session. Practice sessions can last for hours. You just get hot lap qualifying usually. But But you can usually have a couple rounds of hot laps, and then it'll get black, and that's when it gets real slick and it gets hard to drive on. And you actually have to tighten your car up instead of loosen it up. Usually you have to loosen I wouldn't say loosen, but you have to make certain adjustments to be able for your car to turn right. And there you have to really tighten it up most of the time.
And depending on the temperature or if it's direct sun or whatever else, every one of those adjustments is different.
Yes, usually day races are terrible because you have all that sunlight that's soaking up the moisture out of the track. Then we have what they call dry slick, and that's 10 times worse. I like racing on a dry slick track. It's more racy to me.
You slide around
yes.
a lot more. Yeah.
And you're not as stuck to the track when the track has plenty of moisture in it.
It's got grip.
It's what they call tacky most of the time. And sometimes you're a little too stuck to the track and it's hard to do anything. And usually everybody's tight when that happens.
Your tires aren't sliding when you would
Correct.
like them to.
You're very stuck to the track. You have no wheel spin in your rear end. And dry slick is very hard to figure out for me though. Like I can drive, but the setup is that's what I still have to figure out is the setup. So, but my sponsor, Integra Racing Shocks by Diamond, he's really good, and he's just a phone call away. So he's been very helpful.
That's cool. Well, to that end, this is something we ask everybody that's on the show, but being that Dale Earnhardt is kind of like your hero, I always say, who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
I don't know. I don't know if I have anybody famous in my cell phone. That's a good question.
Might just be that dad who sponsors some of your events. I don't know.
I was about to say, I think my dad's my most...
Or it could be your number one fan who's over here watching.
Yeah, my mom came and joined me today.
She's over playing solitaire or something. I don't know what she's doing.
She probably is.
Well, we hope you will keep us abreast on what's going on in your career. Check back in with us. We'd love to have you on again.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to race at Dixie Speedway this year, and hopefully I'm hoping to run one series this year. It just came out last night. My sponsor, Mike Vaughn's Auto Exchange, he has the Chevrolet 602 Late Model Sportsman Series. He just came out with a 525 Series too. He's trying to make racing more affordable for everybody. So it's going to be really cool to see what 2026 holds for me.
Well, we're connected on the phone now, so you keep us up to date. Oh, sir. Yes, thank you for your kindness. Thank you for coming on. And
thank you guys
ladies
for
and
having
gentlemen,
me.
one more, a big hootie hoo for Greer. Now let's get a Brain Train commercial in.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high-pressure situations. Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit braintraincentersinc.com.
Melissa Herget for being a sponsor of the Owls Show. Very good to have Greer Cofield on. Wasn't that fun?
Absolutely. It's so amazing. I think I'm just smart enough to have a conversation with a lot of people about a lot of things, but clearly that young woman there, she none of us know what she's talking about. When I'm getting a 602, man, I'd really like a 525, but she speaks the jargon.
But it was some Beach Boys, somebody had a song called 409, right?
Nothing can touch my.
That's not what she's talking about.
Yeah,
I thought that was like the Fantastic Cleaner.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask her if she's going to ever race in the Snowball Derby. So,
Hey, Greer. Hey, Greer. We got a question for you. Come back up here to this mic here.
so if you can hear me, do you ever have any plans to race in the Snowball Derby?
No, but there's actually a fun fact. My dad used to go with a bunch of his buddies to the snowball derby because one of my sponsors, which is KRC Power Steering, they have a driver. His name is Cody Haskins, and he actually races dirt late models too. But he used to race the snowball derby, so they went down there to support him.
And where's the snowball derby?
Pensacola.
Pensacola, Florida.
So it happens. It's already happened this year.
I believe so.
And it's early, during the winter time. It's like a race in Pensacola before the NASCAR season starts. So I believe it was last year or the year before. Chase Elliott raced in it. I mean, they get big names come down there to race in that race.
And I didn't tell you, but I used to DJ, and I used to do Bill Elliott's parties, and I held Chase when he was a baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. Years and years and years ago, but he's my favorite NASCAR driver, other than Austin Hill. So.
I now I'm going to have to go back to Dixie and cheer for Greer.
Yeah, hey Greer, we're gonna pump Greer to get her in the snowball derby next.
There you go.
All right. So everybody knows Will Renfro. Welcome, Will, with a hootie hoo. Joey Bag of Donuts is cheering for Will. That's pretty cool.
Joey is a supporter. He is an athletic supporter.
I wouldn't say he's a jock. He's just an athletic supporter.
That is correct.
Oh boy.
So Will is not only the greatest football fan, but he's also a big fan of the other sports that are going up. And
Absolutely.
When he's leaving here, he's going over to watch us beat up on the Blob. How are we doing so far?
I was just trying to get in to see that, so I'll let you know in just a second. It'll be just a second.
Okay.
26-23 with 7:14 left in the first half.
Good guys back
There we go.
Good guys.
Oh, there we go.
Up by Tree.
Yeah, we're familiar with Tree.
Yeah.
Lots of time left, though. That's a high-scoring game.
Yeah. Yep. So what have you seen over the last week that we haven't seen?
Our basketball team put a hurting on New Mexico State. Our women's basketball team. I want to say they beat them by 20 to 30 points.
Tell everybody your story of...
Jody, I love you, Jody. I just want you to know. Call me maybe anytime.
Tell everybody
Just
that
don't let
story.
your husband know I
That's
said
hilarious.
that. So last year, I have a loud voice anyway, as most people know. But the band always plays these songs during breaks or timeouts or whatever, just random songs. They got a list of songs they go through. Well, one of them was Call Me Baby. Call Me Maybe by Carly Jepsen or something.
Jepsen.
Yeah. So at the end of the song, when it gets quiet, I yell, "Hey, Jody, call me maybe." Well, everybody else thought it was kind of funny because they knew what the song was.
Everybody except
Jody's husband.
Figure.
I don't think Jody's husband knew what was going on and thought I was trying to flirt with his wife. So he chased me down after the game to give me a piece of his mind. So we played them again Saturday, and we let Jody know that we love Jody.
And you said her husband
band
left the...
Oh,
left
he
the
got
gym.
so mad he left the whole
couldn't-
arena.
He couldn't handle it.
He's over there pointing at me before the tip-off.
Oh, even before the
Oh,
tip-off?
yeah, he remembered me.
That's hilarious.
And but about halftime, he was gone and never to be seen again because the band was chanting things at Jody. They were at one point they were chanting "Jody's got a big old butt." The bands can be funny.
Bands are funny. Yeah, that was a good game. 70-55.
Oh yeah, they put a hurting on them.
That's a good game.
Yeah, and the guys, even without their leading scorer, have played pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if have we discussed that on the show. I don't even remember
No,
if
we have not. We have
not.
So, and I don't know if we really want to.
No, we just want to talk about the future.
Yeah. It's so we're down our leading scorer, and it looks like the guys have kind of stepped up and kind of taken it
Next
upon,
man up mentality.
Yeah, upon themselves that they gotta take over, and they're doing okay. It's a tough league. I mean, we are a group of five, but it is a tough league to play in, and so we're hanging in there.
Well, and neither here nor there. Every one of these players was a standout in high school. So when you tell somebody next man up, these guys are already.
Yeah, right.
Even if you as a non-player look at it and go, I don't think he's going to be ready. He thinks he's ready, and that's really the only thing that matters.
Well, they do a lot of preparation to get ready for these moments. I mean, there are people like Chuck Stone whose job is to make sure that everybody is prepared and understands what's going on.
You mean favorite player of the team 4 years in a row?
Absolutely. We love Chuck.
Chucky.
Thank you. But Chuck understands his role. His role is never going to be the all-star of the team. And he takes his role seriously, which is why we love Chuck. Because if he ever gets in the game, he's ready to shoot. He's going to take that 3-point shot, and we're all rooting for him. But during practice, his job is to play the opposing team's defense and get them ready to be able to step up if they need to. And we have players that do that. So
kind of like the scout team.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, same thing that we were talking about earlier on the first show about when the Braves get a new closer, how the old closer becomes the eighth inning. And same thing. When you lose a player like this, everybody moves up a notch.
Yes.
And Chuck knows that. And Harris knows, everybody on the team knows, okay, my minutes just went up a little bit.
Yes.
And so they seem to be up to the challenge right now.
And that's got to be a little bit of a tough thing because most of these people that are on any college basketball team were the stars in high school.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And to go from playing all the time and sitting on the bench, that's not an easy transition.
No, it would be hard to go from a school where you are the star to now you're the seventh guy or eighth guy down the list, and you're just hoping for minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and in some of those instances, it's one thing when you think I think I'm the second best and coach has got me the eighth. Most people realize, wow, I am the eighth best person on this team. I might have been the best person from my county, ever, but yeah. So, we've lost a couple games on the road, but, Sam Houston and Louisiana Tech, we showed up okay for both those games.
Right.
So hopefully we get a turnaround.
And we won the one before that. So
against the Blobs.
yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
And that's who we're playing again tonight. So
Correct.
And we beat them at Western Kentucky.
At Western
right?
Kentucky, yes.
Yeah, so
Badly, 81-65.
I think that was the first game without.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Basketball team's coming up. First watch is Friday night. We talked a little bit about that.
First pitch.
First pitch, yes.
Yeah.
First watch is a restaurant. Yeah.
There you go.
First pitch banquet should be fun.
Chuck loves those blueberry
I don't
pancakes.
even know who's catering this event. I really should know.
Did I see Carrabba's?
Is that who's doing it? I don't know, but
Maybe not. I don't know.
it's usually a very good dinner. I've been to it a couple times. I had to miss last year because of the event I do down in Pensacola. But I'm going to make it Friday night. I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Do what?
I'm going to be there.
Oh, you're going to? Oh, well, don't bid me up on my auction items.
No, I won't do that.
There's one item I've already figured out that I'm not going to win. They put out a collection of shirts in a bag, I think it is, a duffel bag, and they were all my size. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to get that. And then the next day I looked and it's $540, and I went, well, maybe I'm not going to buy.
I'm not going to get.
I might not buy the T-shirts for $500.
Yeah, I have. It's funny. I told you about my disco party I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be Saturday night, and it got snowed out or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. They moved it to this Friday night. So I called Carrick, said, listen, I don't want to come and leave if that's what you want. You have somebody who can stay the whole time. But he said, nah, just come on, stay as long as you can.
Okay.
So I'll get there like at 5:30 and try to meet some people to get on the show and all that stuff. But,
Okay.
I'll probably leave around 7:15 to get over to Boogie Land.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to what is it, February 14th? I think it is 13th, 14th. That's the opening
game
at Mickey Dunn Stadium.
That's a Saturday. It'll probably be the 14th.
Yeah, I think it's the Friday is the opening.
Okay, so it'll be the 13th.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. I haven't even been in the new stadium. I know most of the people. They had a couple of exhibition games during their. I don't even know what they call it. They don't call it spring ball, but it's in the fall.
Fall ball.
Fall ball. They had a couple of exhibitions, and they were in the stadium, and people said it was really nice. So I've got my reserved seat back, so I'm looking forward to it. There's a whole group of us going to be sitting together, so we got reserved seats this year. Last year it was just everything was general admission.
Is that
so now,
Jan and Stan and all you guys sit together?
Jan, Stan, Garrett,
Vickers, do they come to baseball?
Vickers does come to baseball. Patrick Vickers is a big baseball fan.
Is he? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, because he's a big Mets fan.
He is a big Mets fan. But
Yeah.
he's also a hat collector.
Yes.
And when I say hat collector, I want to say it's in the 350 range.
I've got 260.
He knows, like, he'll wear the hat and he'll go, yeah, this is the 1984 Mets hat or whatever. I'm like, okay, it's a Mets hat. I don't know
Looks
the
like
details.
all the rest.
No, this has the blue pinstriping versus the white whatever.
I have a friend. Have you ever met Brett? You played cards with Brett Garrison, my friend. So I used to have a New York Mets helmet.
Yeah.
And we used to go floating down the river every Saturday.
Okay.
And Brett didn't have a hat. And I said, I just wear this. So he wore my New York Mets helmet. And we go down to the river, and there's a place called The Rock. You remember The Rock?
Yeah.
So we got out The Rock and went to the bathroom. And Brett falls straight back. He passes out, and he has his New York Mets helmet on. If he hadn't, he would have cracked his skull.
Oh, my goodness.
Wide open. So that's the only good thing the New York Mets are for. They saved my buddy's life. So, yeah, that's a cool little thing to have. I've got an old Braves with the little script A helmet. I got some weird stuff. I got one hat that it has two bills, and it says, which way did they go? And it's got a bill on both sides.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I'm their leader. Which way did they go? That's what he said.
Which way do we go?
Yeah.
Which way did they go?
Well, right now we're going to go do a couple of commercials.
All right.
And then we'll come back. We will. There are a lot of Enjoy New Realms award-winning craft beer. I was looking at this one and reading the other one. Enjoy New Realms award-winning craft beer, whether visiting the brewery on the Beltline or purchasing its leading beers, such as Hazy Like a Fox or Tiki Like a Fox at your local retail store. Available in Kroger, Publix, and most places you shop, even right here at Miller's Ale House. As the official craft beer partner of Kennesaw State University, try Allen Lager, a great tasting beer that pays homage to New Realms KSU partnership. Hooty hoo and go Owls.
Owls.
Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Access has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, most memorable workouting ever, or just wanting to take something else off your bucket list. American Access, not Atlanta Access, American Access has their 3.5 Atlanta locations and waiting for you in Marietta, Tucker, downtown at the Works, and the uber cool new Mobile X experience. They can be set up wherever you need. Keep an eye out for them at upcoming events and festivals. Look them up online or give them a call at 678-763-3635.
What was that?
678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And we thank you, Dan Fisher, for being sponsors of the Owl Show, as well as Chris McCoy. Be with us for a couple of more weeks, so we got a sponsorship available coming up in a couple of weeks. If you want to be a part of both our shows, the Three Guys Who Love Sports and the Owl Show, please reach out to us online. A lot of good things going on. I think the track team had a very successful weekend. Last week, too. Dominated. Can we pull that up a little bit?
Yep.
I know we're going to have a couple of track stars on next week. Lily Schwinnard, a pole vaulter.
Easy for you to say.
We were suggested to have her on as a guest. I don't know why. But I wrote to Kel McDaniel, and he said, yeah, we don't have a meet next week. Let me see what I can do.
All right.
So it could be a little. She should. You know what? She should throw the hammer. Then she could go to Lilyhammer and throw the Lilyhammer.
I don't think she's not quite built to be the hammer throw.
Yeah, she's not Callie.
No.
And number one, major congratulations to Callie for the award she got. I wrote her and said, congratulations, so proud of you, love you. And now I can't even remember what the award was, but it was some Owls event.
They every year they have the where they celebrate the student athletes, and it's at the Owl Achievement Awards. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but she won one of the awards at that, and so did Chuck Stone.
Yep,
he won the best teammate.
Yeah, best teammate for 4 years in a row.
Yeah. So she won that. And you got to look up. I don't know if you seen a picture from her holding her black. She was dressed up in a nice.
Callie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
In a nice formal gown.
It looked very un-Callie, but it looked good. Yeah.
So we had Conference USA Indoor Athletes of the Week. We had 5 of them.
Awesome.
Men's track, Eric Young II.
I think we've had him on the show, haven't we?
I think we might have had Eric Young on. Freshman was Gage Voiles. I don't think we've had him. And then women's freshman was Natalie Harris. Women's track, Emma Ferguson. And women's field, Victoria Joyce. So, just dominating left and right.
Yeah, and they won a lot of events at Clemson last weekend, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
at the Orange Open or whatever
Orange,
that thing.
Orange and Blue Open
Yeah.
is what it was, yeah. So go Owls, hooty hoo. Love the track stars. Coach Kel McDaniel was on a couple of weeks. Was it 2 weeks ago?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and he shared with us some stories. At that time, they were going up to Vanderbilt and Birmingham that weekend, if I remember correctly, and they were successful at both of those places.
Yeah, they had a split weekend.
Correct.
Where half the team went one way and half the team went the other.
Sanford and Vandy, and
Yeah.
Kara Height, former friend of the show, she won her event up in Vanderbilt that day.
Yeah.
I saw her walking down the street. I was standing with a friend in downtown Woodstock with a bunch of buddies, and all of a sudden this group of girls comes by, and I go, "Hey, I think you were on my show." And she goes, "I thought that was you." It was like,
Yeah, same thing happened to me with Courtney Coco Brown last week at Governor's Gun Club. She's a server over there. She said, "Chuck," and I had to look at her, Courtney. How are you doing, Coco? But she wants to come back on the show. I said, "Give me a Wednesday and pick a friend and come on."
absolutely.
So,
And don't forget, we have softball starting as soon as well.
yeah, we got a new coach. I think Kat, the new female golf coach, just hired an assistant that Carrick had told me about. He gave me a bunch of names this week to follow up, see if we can get them on the show. Maybe they'll be at first pitch on Friday. We'll see.
Oh yeah, a lot of the other coaches end up
I was
going to
gonna
that
ask you
dinner.
that,
Yeah.
I'm excited about the softball team because, I went out on Facebook and stuck my head out there and let the world know that I love
We
it.
came in last.
I love it when you predict me to come in last
Absolutely.
again. And somebody goes, "Well, that's how many runs we scored." I'm like, "No, we haven't had a season yet. That's how many votes we got. There's a difference." But once again, this school, regardless of its sport, recruits extremely well. So just because everybody might not know the name yet doesn't mean we're fodder.
Well, yeah, I keep saying that Milton has done a fantastic job in his what is he 8-9 years here now?
It's so hard to believe that he's been there that long.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. But he's putting together some really great programs and turned some around. I don't know. I shouldn't say he turned them around, but he put people in position to do that. And so I'm excited to see what they're going to do on the softball team.
One of the great things, and Will said he hasn't watched the show from last week yet with Mike Kershaw, but one of the things that Mike was most proud about was they only lost one coach.
The wide receiver coach? Yeah.
And when you
I saw
lose
that.
coaches, players go with them.
Right.
So that's a testament to lost a few players, but when you only use one coach, that means everybody's staying on board and you're going to have the consistency.
Everybody's bought in and thinks that there's a future. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite stats, Jalen Hurts is getting ready to have his 10th offensive coordinator in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Alabama every year, Oklahoma every year since it's been, the continuity. If you don't have some continuity, it gets very difficult. So that's a really big thing.
It really is. And we talked about it last week with Mike, Robert, where he recruited 68 players 2 years ago. And this year, it's only 28.
Right.
And he said, when you do that, he said so many things that amazed me last week. He said, when you only do 28, you spend a lot more time with those 28 than you do trying to find 68. And not only that, the way the portal has worked and NIL, now you don't know whether you're going to get a bona fide agent or you're going to get Uncle Ted saying, "Hey, what can you give us?"
Yeah.
He said it's changed so much from 1 year, going from two portals to one.
Yeah, there is no rules on agents in NCAA.
You have to have
Whereas in the NFL, you have to be a registered agent.
Correct.
You have to have some credentials, yeah.
And 90% of the registered agents are people that work for the real agent. So they just work as underneath an agent. But in NCAA, I could be an agent tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I need to see what I can do.
Greer might could use an agent.
Yeah.
There you
There
go.
we go.
All right. So,
But yeah, so I can only hope that they were able to have the same luck. I don't know if it's luck or talent or whatever it is that they had last year, bringing in 68 players and competing at the level they did. This year they only had to bring in 28, and hopefully the quality is just as good.
well, he made it clear to us. He said, we brought in 28 portals, but they also brought in another 13, 14 recruits.
Yes.
So it's not just
There's
We're
there's
only
another
doing
40
portal,
guys.
yeah.
There's another 40 guys.
42 guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to flip the roster the first year.
Well,
so,
but, you know, I asked him a couple questions about it, and you know, people used to always talk about the continuity on an offensive or a defensive line, and you know that only happens if they've been, you know, if your left tackle and your left guard haven't been playing side by side, then they really don't know. And so what we were able to have last year was kind of crazy. And he pointed out we also our starting offensive line played over 96% of all snaps, so there was no injuries, and you know that makes a huge difference.
Only the game when JT got hurt and missed some of the second half, I think, and Josiah got hurt once.
Right.
But yeah.
But outside that, everybody was out there the whole time.
Speaking of our offensive line, the Serbian, the 6'7" guard.
he's back, right?
He's back.
He went into the portal for 4 days. That's what Mike told us.
Yeah.
He just wanted to see what his value was worth, and he came back in and he said, "I want to stay here." So, and something else I told you, don't you think that was just a great interview?
It was, and it's just so enlightening.
Yeah, and the thing that impressed me most, he said, we didn't bring in one student that we gave the top offer to. He said we were nobody's top offer.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, he said that we might have been a little less, but they were sold on the program, and that's
right.
That's the continuity that you're talking about, Will, and. Man, just bringing the same staff back is just an amazing thing.
They want to play in front of me. That's really what it's. They you know.
I think that's the number one. That's the number one selling point.
When they talk about the fan base, they bring a picture of me out there.
There's Will, then there's the fan base.
As he pointed out, our defensive line is returning 7 of the 8.
Oh wow!
So that's a coach's dream to be that consistent and having those people again. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and we didn't credit Coach Mack too. He got the newcomer coach of the year out in Houston last Wednesday night while we were on the air. So he got that award. God bless him. That's fantastic. So many good things going on at KSU, and as Will mentioned earlier, Milton Overton's got to receive a lot of this credit. He's putting together a great staff.
Yeah, and he's enabled them to make it happen.
Yeah.
And we've got some great boosters that have stepped up too. Dave Wallens, I don't know, is part of his contribution, that $4 million deal he made to get the field named after himself. Part of that was NIL money, and so he kind of he stepped up to say, all right, we need to, as we're moving into FBS and we're moving into Conference USA, we need to step up our program, and he was in a financial place where he was able to do that, and so.
And you talk about the Mickey Dunn Stadium. Mickey stepped up to the plate.
Same with baseball.
Yeah, it's kind of like a steamroll, All right, there's 2 ways to look at it. Either Johnny Appleseed, you drop a lot of seeds and some of them grow, or it's a snowball effect. Once one gets on. And then
I keep saying we need the alumni. You guys talked earlier on the show, the first show, about how Indiana has the largest alumni base. Well, we have a fairly sizable alumni base, and we just need them to start getting involved with some of the athletics, because most of them, when they were in school, the guys that are at the position where they're making money now,
they didn't have that.
Well, they had either Division II or NAIA basketball,
intramurals.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were NAIA for years. Because I remember when I was I never played basketball. When I was at Southern Tech, we were in NAIA, and one of our competition was Kennesaw, and we had all we had at Southern Tech was basketball and baseball, and now the people that in my era that grew up and went to Southern Poly are part of the Kennesaw alumni base, and we've got all these sports going on that we never had a chance to even go see. Yeah. And so we need those people, because we got a lot of engineers out there making a lot of money, and we need to get some of them involved and start donating back to the school.
And you're part of that consortium now, right, Will? You're on the board?
I am on the Southern Poly Alumni Society.
Yeah.
February 21st, we're having our Back to the Rock event. This is not an athletic event, but this is just an alumni event.
The big rock in the middle
of campus. There's a big rock right in the middle of campus that we used to paint, and so they're kind of pitching it as the Back to the Rock, and they're inviting all people from Southern Poly and people that graduated Kennesaw in the last 10 years that graduated from degrees on the Marietta campus.
That's cool.
So all the STEM degrees.
Are they bringing back the bathtub races?
They will never bring back the bathtub races as they used to be.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is
That was a
insurance.
blast.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was a blast. Now, one of the things that we, as the alumni, have been really pushing for is, there's two things. One is the College of Computing and Software Engineering is developing a video game. They had a prototype of it last year at the alumni event, and hopefully on the 21st we'll get to see the new version of that. But the second thing is we want an auto-driving bathtub race. So, so I mean, what better way to put things together like the computer, the mechanical, the electrical, all the engineering degrees together and create one event, one race. And it really cool. We get out there and race bathtubs that are self-driving.
Did you ever go to one of those, Robert?
No.
One of the bathtub races? They were a blast to go.
It was basically a go-kart with a motorcycle engine on it. It was a
clawfoot tub.
It was a clawfoot tub, and it had a frame on it. And what they would run was like Rotax 125 engines, which are a dirt bike engine. But it was the water cooled.
Greer would know about that.
Can we bring her back over so she can break this out?
So it was like it was a water cooled engine, so it was very efficient, but it did not have torque at the low end. So they would have to push start these things. But once they would get going around the track, they were doing 90 miles an hour when they hit the top gear. I mean, because these little Rotac engines can spin up to 9,000 RPMs. And so they were pushing that go-kart at like 90 miles an hour around that track, which is why we could not get insurance anymore. And the event got canceled.
And such ends the bathtub races at Southern Tech, now KSU. All right, we're going to let Will go get him over to the Vice Star Arena.
Yeah.
Second half action.
Yeah, we were winning 35-31 when I put it down, so I don't know what it is now.
All right. So appreciate you coming on. Greer, appreciate you coming down and being a part of this. Robert, great show.
37-36 at halftime.
Good guys.
Good guys.
Don't forget next week we start our 5th year of our show. So very excited about that. Till then, guys, have a great night. Stay warm. Give me one more big hootie-hoo. Shit. Joey back at ladies and gentlemen. We'll pull them through, Big Will.
Yeah, you only got a 1-point lead. They're counting on you.
Yeah, I'll have to go over there and help them out.
Go give the opposing coach grief.
Make sure you got somebody blocking.
So you won't be down on the floor.
No.
Tell everybody else.